Hare Krishna everyone, so welcome back. Now this is the next topic, the origin of the Hare Krishna movement. So today we'll be reading this and let now it says Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the great apostle of love of God and father of the Sankirtana movement, advented himself in the city of Nabadwipa in Bengal, India. This was in February 1486 by Christian reckoning. By the will of the Lord, there was a lunar eclipse on that evening. It is custom of Hindu public to bath in Gangas or any other sacred river during the hours of eclipse and to chant the Vedic mantras for purification. When Lord Chaitanya was born during the eclipse, then the whole India was roaring with the holy sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, guys, this is very interesting story actually, and I need you to like read it attentively and let's see this. And say this like when Lord Chaitanya was born during the eclipse, then the whole India was roaring with this holy sound. Can you imagine what the situation can be? These 16 names of the Lord are mentioned in many Purans and Upanishads, and they are described as Taraka Brahman, the names of this age. It is stated in the Shastras, the accepted scriptures that offensively. I will read it again, no problem. It is stated in the Shastras, the accepted scriptures, that offenseless chanting of the holy name of the Lord can deliver a fallen soul from material bondage. There are innumerable names for the Lord, both in India and elsewhere, and all of them are equally good because all of them indicate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because these 16 names are especially recommended for this age, called Kali-Yuga, it is better for people to take the path of great Acharyas, the saintly teachers who attained success by practice of this system. See this image, very beautiful image. I think it is representing, yes, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, now this coincidence of the Lord's appearance and the lunar eclipse make it clear what mission of the Lord was to be. That mission was to preach the importance of chanting of the holy names of God in this age of Kali or quarrel. The present age witnesses quarrel even over trifling things, and therefore the Shastras have recommended that a common platform can be found in performance of Kirtana, also called Sankirtana. The congregational chanting of the holy names of Lord, accompanied by the melodious music and dancing, people can hold meetings kirtanas for glorifying the Lord in their respective languages. Okay, and if such performances are executed in an offenseless manner, it is sure and certain that such persons will gradually attain spiritual perfection without any effort of undergoing the rigid methods of yoga or asceticism. So, guys, can you say this? It is confirmed here that if you offenselessly chant this holy mantra, sure, see the change happening. During Sankirtana, the learned and the fool, the rich and the poor, the Hindu and the Muslim, the Englishman and the Indian, the common man and the priest all can give oral reception to the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna and thereby cleanse the dust from the mirror of the mind. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32, it is stated that in this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates by performance of Sankirtana Yagna, sacrifice. Yagya means sacrifice. So Lord Chaitanya and his inauguration of the Sankirtana movement were not concoctions, but the present fulfillment of what is stated in revealed scriptures. Just as appearance of Lord Buddha, Shankara Acharya and all such avatars are foretold in Vedic literature. And to confirm the Lord's mission, all the people of the world will accept the holy name as God as a common platform for universal religion of mankind. The advent of holy name thus took place along with the advent of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When the Lord was on the lap of his mother. Guys, read this. This is like very nice. From here it is very like interesting. Read it carefully. When the Lord was on the lap of his mother, the child would at once stop crying as soon as the ladies surrounding him chanted the holy name, clapping their hands. This peculiarity was observed by the neighbors of the Lord with awe and venerations. Sometimes the young ladies took pleasure in making him cry so that they could then stop him by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Can you imagine? So this is a very like good thing. I mean, this is very nice. Like when the ladies there actually intentionally made him cry so that they can chant and make him happy again. Like how beautiful that is. I mean, can you imagine like if you chant holy name of God and someone stops crying? Like this is very nice. Now it says from his very childhood, then the Lord began to preach the importance of the holy name. And here it is described by Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. At the age of 16, he became the greatest scholar in all India, known as Nimai Pandit. He was then married with a great pomp and began to preach the Hare Krishna movement at Nabadwipa, city in Bengal. Some of the Brahmins there soon became envious and put many hindrances in his path, at the length complaining to the Muslim magistrate about him. The Qazi, as the official was called, took this complaint seriously, and he at first warned the followers of Lord Chaitanya not to chant the name of Krishna loudly. But Lord Chaitanya asked his followers to disobey the orders of Qazi, and they went on with their Sankirtana parties as usual. So there was a authority there which was making the community to stop chanting. And now let's read what happened next. The Qazi then sent constables who broke some of the mridangas while Sankirtana was taking place. Wow. When Lord Chaitanya heard of this, he organized the civil disobedience movement in Navadvipa. He was the pioneer of civil disobedience in India, and for right cause, he organized a procession of 100,000 men. Oh, can you imagine? Like 100,000 men were there with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time. And they were carrying mridangas with thousands of mridangas and karatalas, hand cymbals. And the procession passed over the roads of Navadipa without any fear of the Qazi. So there was a like very big movement, around 100,000 people, and Sri Chaitanya was leading this movement. Now let's read what happened next. At length the party reached the house of the Qazi, who flew upstairs in the fear of masses. The men assembled there showed hot tempers, but Lord asked them to be peaceful. At this, Qazi came down, and a very nice discussion was held concerning the Quran and the Hindu Shastras. The Qazi questioned the Lord about cow sacrifice, which is prescribed in the Vedas, and Lord replied that sacrifice mentioned in the Vedas is not cow killing. In that sacrifice, an old bull or cow is killed to give it fresh, younger life by the power of Vedic mantras. You see this, guys? This is like, I would not comment anything on this. You just read it again and you guys think whatever you want. Now it says, in the Kali-Yuga, however, such cow sacrifice is forbidden on account of the absence of learned Brahmanas who can conduct the ceremony. In the Kali-Yuga, all sacrifices are forbidden because they are useless attempts when undertaken by unlearned. In the Kali-Yuga, only the Sankirtana form of sacrifice is recommended for all practical purposes. The Qazi was convinced by the authority of Lord Chaitanya and at once became a follower of the Lord. Wow, can you imagine the influence? Like the Qazi itself became the follower of Krishna at that time. He declared that thenceforward no one might put hindrances in the way of Hare Krishna movement. Nice. See this image. Following this incident, the Lord began to preach and propagate Sankirtana more vigorously than ever. In the course of his preaching work, he used to send out all his followers every day, including Srila Nityananda Prabhu and Thakur Haridas, two chief figures of his party. They would go from door to door and preach the cult of Srimad Bhagavatam, the science of the love of Krishna. One day, as they were out on the road, these two came upon brothers named Jagai and Madhai, born the sons of a respectable Brahmana. The brothers had fallen to the most what is written in despicable position through low association. Now, guys, this is very interesting here again. Read it like carefully. They were debauchees of the first order, meat eaters, woman hunters, and dacoits. At once, upon learning of these two, Thakur Haridas and Nityananda Prabhu decided that if they could be delivered by the holy name, Lord Chaitanya would be all more glorified. With this in mind, they at once approached the two brothers, requesting them to chant the holy names of Krishna. The drunken brothers, however, the drunken brothers became enraged at this, however, by and attacked Nityananda Prabhu. Wow, so can you see this? Nityananda Prabhu was attacked by those drunken brothers. Both Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur hurriedly left the place with the drunkards chasing them for a considerable distance. The next day, Nityananda Prabhu again came to see the brothers, but as soon as he approached them, he was struck on the head with a piece of earthen pot, and blood spilled forth. Srila Nityananda was so kind towards them that instead of protesting against their heinous act, he said, "It doesn't matter, you have thrown things at me, still I request you to chant the holy names of Lord." On the brothers, one of the brothers was astonished and at this behavior of Nityananda Prabhu, and he at once fell down at his feet, asking pardon for his sinful brother. The other was again attempting to hurt him, but Jagai checked him and implored him to also fall down at the feet of Nityananda Prabhu. Meanwhile, the Lord, having heard of his devotee's injury, at once rushed to the spot determined to kill the pair. But Nityananda Prabhu reminded him of his mission, namely to deliver the hopelessly fallen souls of the Kali-Yuga. The brothers Jagai and Madai were, after all, typical examples of the present day population. Because of the Nityananda's intervention and due to their own sincere surrender at the pure devotee's feet, Lord Chaitanya at length was pacified, and the brothers became welcome devotees of the God. For this purpose of delivering the debased population of Kali-Yuga, Lord Chaitanya appeared, and out of his causeless mercy, he gave us the simple method of self-realization, chanting the holy name of God, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And he said, there is no other way in this era. When the Lord was once asked by the great Mayavadi sannyasi Prakashananda Saraswati what was the reason for his diversion to Sankirtana movement. So, there was a great sannyasi there named Prakashananda Saraswati. He asked Lord Chaitanya, what's the reason for his diversion to Sankirtana movement? Instead of studying the Vedanta Sutras, as is the duty of sannyasi. So he asked basically Lord Chaitanya, what is the reason for your diversion? Instead of reading the Shastras and Sutras, you move to Sankirtana movement. So the Lord replied very humbly as follows. The reason for my diversion to Sankirtana movement from the study of Vedanta is that I am a great fool. And because I am a great fool, my spiritual master forbade me to play with Vedanta philosophy. He said it would be better for me to chant the holy name of Lord and that would deliver me from material bondage. In this age, there is no religion other than glorifying the Lord by the utterance of His holy name, and that is the injunction of all revealed scriptures. So, on the order of my spiritual master, I chant the holy name of Krishna, and I am now mad after this holy name. Whenever I utter it, I forget myself completely. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cry, and sometimes I dance like a madman. I thought within the myself that I may have actually gone mad by this process of chanting the holy name, and therefore I inquired from my spiritual master about it. I told him I have become mad by chanting of the holy name. I have become mad by chanting the holy name. What does this mean? Please let me know. So can you see this? What was happening to Lord Chaitanya when you see this again? I will pause. You can pause and read it again. So Lord Chaitanya was feeling that if he had got mad, by chanting the name. Then he asked his spiritual master, let's see what he asked. My spiritual master then informed me that is the real effect of chanting. The holy name that it produces transcendental emotion, which is rare manifestation. Wow. Can you see this? The holy name that it produces transcendental emotion, which is rare manifestation. This transcendental emotion is the sign of love of God, which is the ultimate end of life. The love of God is transcendental, even to liberation, mukti, and as such, it is called the fifth stage of spiritual realization, standing above the stage of liberation. Wow, this is the topmost. The actual result of chanting the holy name of Krishna is to attain the stage of love of God, and it was good that I was favored with such a blessing. Although Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, and for our example, he has presented himself as a great fool. God is full in six opulences, including all knowledge, and therefore he is never a fool. We can, however, follow the merciful examples of Lord Chaitanya and take up this chanting with all determination. And we will in that way reach the ultimate perfection of life, which is love of God. Everything is there. We need to accept what is coming down to us in the line of disciplic succession from Krishna and from Lord Chaitanya. So guys, this is the end of this book, and see this beautiful image. And this is the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And it is written, we request you to chant. So something is special, guys, and your life will be sublime. And we thank and pray to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who has presented this book as well very nicely. Alright guys, so we finished this book, and this was very nice book and good introductory book. I hope everything was fine. If you think I have made any mistakes or anything which you don't like, please forgive me, and you can suggest me in comment box that you can improve this or that, and we will continue reading many books. So subscribe the channel, and I'll see you again. Hare Krishna everyone.